Welcome back, everybody, to the fourth and what I presume and assume at this moment is the final installment of Volume 4. So this is Volume 4, Episode 4. It came from the Workbench. We're wrapping up Ms. Direction, who is, well, maybe not finished, complete. I can say with some authority that Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement is a superior product to Krylon Farm and Implement, because this is how it goes on. It's like a kind of a matte-ish. It went on really well, and it stuck really well, and I have no complaints about it at all. And there were some like little flecks of stuff that had gotten stuck on it because I paint outside, and I just sprayed a little water on it, hit it with some 800 grit, and like it's tough stuff. So it will be interesting to see how much that scratches as time goes on. I've still not made a decision about the interior, but what I did do is what I think I always do. There are no element links on here. I fabricated all of the links save for these two, which are stock TRX4. I dug through the bin looking for brass to make the two front links, and I'm either out of my 5/16 brass or I couldn't find it. It was one or the other. So these are steel, and they are pretty much the exact correct size. It is apparently 7mm steel, which I polished up and then hit with some mag polish, so they've got the high gloss. The upper links are aluminum. They are fashioned out of they were 3mm end fitted links. So what I do is I bore them out to a number 30. Tap the ends, set screws, put the ends on. Because the uppers got remanufactured, because the stock ones that I was putting into the element ones, I had to dial a couple turns out in the back, I had to dial a couple turns out in the front, so they weren't the correct lengths. I got it now to where I got the pinion angles where I want the pinion angles. While I was at it fabricating tubes on there, I cleaned up the cuts, the haphazard cuts that I had originally made when I took the back of the cage off. Sized this guy down a little better. Made this guy, they're both out of the same piece of 5/16 aluminum, turned down to 7mm. Replaced all the fasteners in the cage with stainless just because, and then remembered that I don't have stainless to replace these. But I think it's a nice contrast, the pieces. I did, as I had mentioned, stuck the power switch to the inside of the panel there. Everything is put together. Everything went together well. The hood fits so tightly that I still haven't put a pin in it. The shock springs, did I change the shock springs before I talked about this last? I think I did. Yes, I did. So everything seems to be the way I want it. It is now painted. It is now completed, yet not finished. As I mentioned in other videos of this type, I have not. It hasn't been outside. I mean, obviously, I roll things over all the time, and these body panels. I went with a very ransom note look here, digging through my massive collection of decals, because I'm not one for decaling up bodies. Like, I had thought about putting one on the roof, and then I was like, nope. So you might recognize some of the fonts in there. That's an S. That's the S from Airtronics. That's the D from Avid, the bearing manufacturer. That's a C from J Concepts creep body. That's the I from MIP. So we got a little all on there, which I think is fitting, as Misdirection is a collection of parts from from all over the place. So here's hoping that refabricating some links and doing one of my least favorites, which is fastener optimization. You'll notice that I have all the nuts in place holding the pieces together, and no threads sticking out of the ends. We've got that little bit of thread because I like a little bit of the thread poking through. So all the screws, I might have missed a couple, but all the screws are pretty much optimized. And I just went ahead and I ordered another bag of the brass fittings because it's bugging me that I have basically these four not matching. So we're going to go matchy-matchy. Ordinarily, it's not something I would focus on, but I'm so happy with the way this is handling. Oh, and these are like the KYX plates. They're unnecessary. They don't really do anything, but I do like the look of them until I noticed, and I'd never paid attention before, that obviously, why wouldn't they do it this way? They usually have a KYX logo, like right here, I think, and when they send them to you, it's basically two of the exact same thing. So when you mount this one and then mount the other one, see how all the little slashes aim towards the back? One side aimed towards the back and the other side aimed towards the front because it's just two of the same piece. So I sanded them out 320 grit and then mounted one of them, quote unquote, inside out so that I have this matching. And that's the kind of thing that I obsess over. And I didn't obsess over it before because I didn't see it. And then when I had this cage out and on its own and was working on it, it was all I could see. So I've also put in an order. I like to go on the internet and spend about $16, $18 at a time. I'm comfortable with that number. I've ordered a bunch more. A bunch. I've ordered 3 more Kimbrough knobs because now I realize I have a handful of rigs now on the foamy wheel, and I'm just so accustomed to the Kimbrough wheel grip that I can't live without it. And should this rig go 4-wheel steer, which I'm drop a comment below, everybody. Like what do you think? Do we stay with the pure desert buggy? I was watching it came up on one of those auto playing videos on the Facebook feed, and it was a place local to me, probably in a town that's about 15 minutes away, and they were welding up a cage for a bomber, right? Like a real one, not one of these, an actual bomber. And it blew me away how much the Capra is just a bomber. Like a real, actual go out to Johnson Valley and drive a bomber. So 4-wheel steer is like a crawler commitment, and it would be relatively easy to do because it would just resort in another servo switcheroo. As I've got the Flash Hobby 45 kg in here, I either have 1 more or 2 more. So a 45 kg would go back here from somebody else, and then they would go up. The servo ladder always tries to go up. So if somebody gets a servo stolen, they get a better servo. That's how we end up with good servos. Yeah, whatever I was going to say other than that is gone. It's gone. So let's wheel a little and kind of close the book. I mean, I feel bad that Misdirection got 4 parts and Rusty basically got 1. So volume 3 of it came from the Workbench, had 1 episode, and because I built him so fast. Like Rusty went together. He didn't even get a dedicated video when he got AR-45 straights, did he? I don't remember. Anyway, let's wheel and I can ramble outdoors. Let's throw out there that I am absolutely not a purist. I mean, which is why I think I haven't embraced or begun to embrace scale. I will put anything on whatever, and I am willing to sacrifice performance for cosmetic reasons to a point. That said, the more I look at this rig, oh my God. The more I look at this rig as it's set up, the more I really genuinely like the look of it. I think it would take something away putting a servo back there, like that openness in the rear end, and obviously it would affect the weight balance. Oh, I was just giving it too much sauce. Are you gonna do a Daphne style pull of this? If that pumpkin clears? Oh my God. That was tasty. Now right there, what I, then again, you know, we flim and we flam and we flop back the other way. Would I like to be able to throw some attitude in those rear wheels and get that thing to pivot around? Yeah. But then I look at that back end, and that back end looks like what that back end is supposed to look like. Oh, run, lizard, run! Also, in case it was not mentioned previously or now, I don't believe I mentioned it today. Crazy crawler all the way around. It turned out they were not in a set of wheels. They were just in a bin. So it's got the basics, the softs all the way around, because I tossed her on a scale. Misdirection as sitting right there, battery and all. 2,415 grams. It's 5.32 pounds. So somehow, in the workings I took some weight off. Oh, right, the links. Yeah, the aluminum links would be a little bit lighter than the steel links. I'm by no means a weight weenie. I wasn't here building an ultralight. The fact that it's so close to 5 pounds, though, attacks part of me and is like, I bet you could get it to 5 pounds. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna fight that urge. Yeah, see right there, I'd like to be able to throw some steering in the rear end. Because for stock handling, and by stock, I mean, can I really say stock about something that I built, but largely untuned? It's got a little bit of tuning in it. She is freshly built. 5 days ago, this rig didn't exist. And in those 5 days, she is one of the top performers here, unquestionably. So now it's a matter of take care with the changes, lest we mess with the capabilities. I would say she's probably the best handler of this type of surface in the non-portal rigs. Portals just have an advantage in this terrain. Boy, that is perfectly locked in. Man, can she go? Look at that pumpkin just locked. There we go. And she is as adept at bumping as going that slow. I mean, that is a creep. And let's not discount the tangibles, which is so quiet. Look at this, just straight down, then off the big drop with no problem at all. So good. Thanks once again to the gentleman who sent me the Element skid adapter parts. I had no idea. Like, this Capra cage would have gone in a box, or perhaps on eBay, or like I had no plans to use it ever again, because it was so lackluster when it was a part of Zoidberg. Zoidberg got way better when he came out of the cage. This lady here, it is the most pleasantly surprising wheel in the fleet. Just bumping the Vanimal out of that top position, because the Vandal is one where you're like, that shouldn't work. Works so good. My stuff. Like, I think I'll think that I'm stuck, and misdirection is like, no. Pushing out, we'll pop it back. So there's gonna have to be a gotta be a 6 gate coming up. I haven't quite decided who's gonna go up against her. She hasn't been comped yet. Let's see. Can I? Could I? That was just sideways. It has so much flex, yet retains, this is the C word, so much composure. Because it just keeps all 4 wheels in contact with the ground all the time. It's amazing how good it is. Yeah, misdirection's direction is up. Yeah, let's just side hill off of this, no problem. Like, that would roll out half the rigs I own. That axle's in there good. We'll just throw some reverse on it, no problem. I don't know, am I gonna have to build something? I need the heavy, oh no. Of course. I need the heavy materials equivalent of a Hot Wheels, a piece of Hot Wheels track. By that I mean I need some sort of side hill. Wow, that was short. That was a short mowing. I need some sort of side hill that gets progressively worse, right? So like it starts at this angle and it goes zip like that, right? To see who can hang on it the longest, because king of the side hill. I have the idea. Oh, that's too easy. I just have no idea how to execute it. Without, like, you know, building forms and pouring something. And concrete's still cheap. Mortar makes ain't exactly expensive either. So let's not rule it out. Just building it. But let's see what shows up in the way of material this week. Through that valley like that, what? And again, when it was a Capra and portaled. Yeah, all right. Here's a small story time. My first rig, obviously, what would eventually become Jolly Green, TRX4 Defender, and I'm a lover of portals. Like, I wouldn't buy a rig initially unless it had portals on it. I think my first 4 or 5 rigs all portaled. And I would read folks and hear folks talking about how, you know, it's just straight axles for scale accuracy or whatever. They're not messing with portals. And I was like, what's wrong with these people? And now, I'm pretty sure the straight axles outnumber the portals. And I think I lean more towards the straight axles now. I mean, there are instances, there's a couple 6 gates where I can remember portals basically being the margin of victory for the rig that won, because sometimes the surface out here gets real choppy, and if you have better ground clearance, you're probably going to excel. That is a crazy climb right there. The audio is going to get funky, but we gotta zoom in a little. There we go. I'll just try to talk louder. Oh, it's in the dirt, but we've got some good low speed. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Nope, that's bad. I'm getting that feeling. Yep. No one ever lands on their wheels when they fall in that. Yeah, this is another one where whatever line See right there, again, that harkens back to portals. I can just choose. Hey, there we go. I was waiting for that mower to start back up. Though I have to say, on that side of the neighbor to that side, I haven't heard that lawn get mowed in a long time. I mean, I've got nothing to mow. Ordinarily, I'd be getting some weeds out here, but when I weeded out that one time, it actually worked. It's never worked. And then when I spread all, like, we've almost gotten all the tree out. Almost. We're getting there. We are getting there. Slow but steady. Like I've mentioned before, there's a little notch right here where when you get in it, nobody wants to make it up because of the way it does that. Juggles you. Right there. Ooh, yeah, getting juggled. I'm trying to remember, was it Daphne? Did that? Yeah, okay. Again, you know, I sit, book a chair. I sit where the camera is. So sometimes I can't really see, which is why, I mean, part of, when somebody told me the idea of red light fever, that really freed my mind up, because I was like, am I freaking out because and I, you know, a little. The other part of it is, you know, the best view of a rig when you're wheeling it is a fluid one, and if I were good enough to hold a camera to film and drive at the same time, things might be better. I'm not. I'm barely good enough to do this. These tires should hold the side hill just fine. It's very dry. There was a time when that right there was like one of the toughest side hills I had here, and now it's not top 10. So she's better. Every time she comes out, she's a little better. No change I've made to this has worked against her strengths. But look at her go. The most flex here. The tires that got cast from one rig to another rig to another. Oh, you can't make it up that. So we'll just reverse down it, no problem. Spin it around. Yeah. Honestly, the more I wheel it, look at that, will it hold? The less I want to four-wheel steer it. But maybe y'all can talk me into it. I don't know. The expenditure is minimal. Like, I don't even view it as expenditure, because it means some of the rig would get a better servo. Like, I could put something bigger in the Rift, or did I put one of these in Rusty? No. Vanimal? Yeah, Vanimal got the other one. Yeah. I could go to direct power in Vanimal. You know, there's options. But I don't know. It's pretty good. I mean, a cheaper option is... Oh, is that going to hold on? Is that going to hold on? Did. That was on the pipe. And a cheaper option is SSD C-hubs, but then that would rule out SSD knuckles. So which would I be better served by? Does anyone watching this wheeling think she needs more front weight? Or does she need more steering angle? Does she need neither? Should I just leave well enough alone? Yeah, looking that angle right there, that makes me want to put the interior back in it, or at least a flat plate. So there's another question, seeing as I'm doing nothing but throwing out questions in this. Replace the put the Capra interior with the two dumb guys. Maybe try to find new heads, or just cut a piece of Lexan and put a flat plate in there and like paint it black. options, right? I really like the look of those aluminum pieces in the back. Not to toot my own horn too much, but I like the look. I like the look of everything about this, even the questionable choice of 4 MST yellow stickers for the headlight driving lights. Boy, that is some off-camber stuff, and she ain't even care. She ain't even care. Yeah, I mean, that's a questionable choice for the headlights. As I forgot, how do I get out of this without falling? I don't. I forgot that I had all those unused headlight stickers from the 2 Lloyd bodies. But these are already on there, and she looks kind of like a crazy orange spider. I'm okay with that. So if you can remember any of the questions I posed during this, please do make a suggestion below. She's so good. There's always part of me that is like, but could it be better? She's so good. Honestly, aside from some cosmetic stuff, like doing something about the interior, I think she might be done. We'll bridge the bucket. Oh, see the bucket. The bucket comes for us all. Nope, right through. Oh, it's just so good. It's just so good. So that's all I have to say about that. Misdirection is, not to oversell it, phenomenal. Has rapidly become one of my favorites. Well, I mean, the rig if this is in my hand and whatever rig it belongs to, it seems like that one is my favorite. But as far as builds go, this shattered any expectations I might have had. And she is an inexpensive build too, which is also what's crazy to me. Like, building this rather than buying a Capra, for sure, unquestionably, it's so good. The Capra seemed overpowered to me when I bought it, like a year ago, when I was still learning how to drive. I mean, I'm still learning how to drive now, but I feel like I'm getting better. The capabilities of this, I genuinely feel like they exceed a Capra. I thought the wide axles and the portals were what made the Capra handle the way it does, but I feel like it doesn't compare. This is so good. It's just so good. And the steering, I don't know if I'm getting used to it or what, but now I really have no complaints. Ooh, that's a pose right there. We're gonna leave it right there. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the process of building and tweaking and just lucking into a high performance rig. Well, what I would call a high performance rig. I mean, it might be garbage. I don't know. I can only speak relatively. And relative to what I've got, she's up there. She's top tier. And I do have to make a mental cut off between, say, 4-wheel steer. Look, she doesn't have 4-wheel steer. She doesn't have dig. She doesn't have any of the special stuff. She's pretty pure. And of the rigs that are pure, it's her and Daphne, really. I think that might be the, is that going to be the next one? Is that the next 6-gate, everybody? Is it Misdirection versus Daphne? Is it the Rosie the Riveter round? The We Can Do It round? I think it might be. Yeah. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for enduring that lawnmower. Please do comment below. Oh, he's stopping again. Please do comment below. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't watched some other videos. I don't know what the next build is going to be. I'm not there yet. I've been watching a travel vlogger on YouTube as of recent, Eva Zubek. She's driving from Mexico to Alaska in a Defender that I admittedly, she calls it Odyssey, and I must say the first time I saw Odyssey I was like, oh my god, I need to build that. And then I started mentally running over what it would cost to build it, and I was like, holy crap, I've already got 2 Defenders, and you know, I got a portal Defender and a non-portal Defender, and I would be trying to build this Defender to get it look like Eva Zubek's Odyssey, and it would handle terribly because it's a full overlander, and it still lurks in the back of my mind. But I'm gonna build something. I love to build things, and I'm gonna build something. I just don't know what. It might be, I might go even more from scratch, I think, right? I'm sort of motivated by the Traxxas Ultimate Hauler. Can I do something like that myself? Like, can I fabricate some sort of hauler out of whatever, you know? I don't know. Multi-motor maybe. Like how's that? How's that? I don't know. So we'll see. And thanks again for watching, everybody. And you know, watch out for whatever I got coming next. I don't even know what I got coming next. Anyway, have a good one, everybody.